had to pull over to make this because I just quit my corporate job and I have no idea what's next. I have no idea how I'm going to make money or what I'm going to do or what it's going to look like. So I just quit my corporate job and I have no backup plan.
Yo. What's up, YouTube? Thank you all for tuning in to today's video. Today we're diving into something real, something that hits hard in 2025, why people regret quitting their 9-to-5 jobs. Yeah, we're talking the big life decision that sounds epic at first, but sometimes, it comes back to bite you. We're going to go through real-life perspectives, straight from people who've been there, done that, and yes, some of them even wish they hadn't quit. Buckle up, because this one's going to be a mix of truth bombs, a little bit of rage, and straight-up reality.
Who else has left a job that you're like not the happiest at because of like company changes, and then like 3-4 months later you're like, damn, I probably should have not left and waited it out a little bit? I'm definitely feeling that. I have like a post pinned about it. I left my company at the end of February. I thought it was going to be my forever job. And over the last 6 months that I was there was a lot of changes that made me like really unhappy. And I had just moved into a different role within those 6 months. So I didn't feel like I could like move to a different position. And I was wanting to work part-time. I would have stayed there if they would have had part-time, but they didn't have part-time. So I left. And I left before we went on our trip to California. And when we went on our trip back home to California, we left there like 10 years ago. We were both like, we want to move back. My job was fully remote. We had people that worked in California. And now I need to work full time again to get back to California in 2 years.
I'm living at my mom's house. I just turned 33 years old. I've got all this credit card debt. I'm single and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. This is certainly not where I thought I would be in life.
Alright, let's start with some wisdom from comment 1. My dad would tell me, when's the best time to find a job while you still have one? That's the way you don't settle for a lower one out of desperation. Boom, that's straight fire. Y'all, too many people think quitting your job is going to be some glamorous, freedom-filled ride. Nope. You gotta have something to land on, or you're gonna hit the ground hard. Your dad knew the deal. Always secure your next move before you bail. And here's comment 2, adding fuel to that. If the worst thing about your job is it's boring or it's not my dream job, keep your job. Look for something else. Sure, but don't just up and quit. See? It ain't about hating every second of your life at work. It's about strategic moves, y'all. Don't quit just because you're bored.
I quit a job that I liked to escape my burnout. I enjoyed the nature of the job, but I hated the way I felt doing it. So I thought the only way to escape the overwhelm was to go to an easier job. I just figured all of these high visibility roles came with this inescapable stress, and the only way to have any balance in your life was to do something easier. So I fled out of desperation and overlooked all the red flags, which in my case was a job that would very obviously and quickly bore me. And what do you know, 1 week in, I'm like, why did I do this? I had a shit ton of mundane work. I made it very apparent that I had no boundaries because I was just overcommitting all day long, which meant I was overwhelmed with work I didn't even enjoy. So what's the issue here? The issue was I could escape the job, but I couldn't escape the real problem. People-pleasing, overcommitting, and addiction to external validation. It was me. I was the problem. And until I fixed that, any job would stress me out.
So I saw this article on Fortune that says that the Great Resignation is now the Great Regret, and that 80% of job hoppers wish they hadn't quit their old roles, and Gen Z is the most regretful.
Millions of Americans regret quitting their jobs during the Great Resignation. So we've been talking about this, the Great Resignation, and the fact that everyone's quitting their jobs and no one wants to go to the office. And obviously all these big companies, Apple, Google, all these companies have tried to get people back in the office. They've had trouble. All the leverage is in the employees' hands, and they're quitting because they can do gig work. They want to work from home. They want to be comfy. They want to watch their Netflix. One of the main reasons for the regret is, the job market is harder than they imagined.
What's crazy is 20 million Americans quit their jobs in the first 5 months of this year. 20 million.
I mean, talk about just unfortunate timing, though, In their mind, it was like, oh, this is the new normal, NFTs, gig work, work from home, everybody quits, and then literally recession.
Yeah.
And like layoffs and everyone closing, hiring, and numbers are down. And it's like, oh, you just got caught in a trap.
Man, keep your job right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Check this out. Comment 3 really lays it down. 63 here. Very, very few people are thrilled with their jobs. It has always been that way. You need to find fulfillment elsewhere and stop listening to social media. You work for the life outside work unless you are running your own business. And that is hard work with long hours. This is reality, and young people have bought into the lies that work has to be fulfilling. Blah, blah, blah. Here is the definition of a good job. It is a job where you don't dread getting up in the morning and you have decent coworkers. Oof. Mic drop. Let's be real, not every job is going to set your soul on fire. Sometimes it's just a paycheck, routine, and a chance to survive. Social media makes it look all dreamy, but reality, it's about not hating your life 40 hours a week. Comment 4 backs this up. As someone who's gone through a lot of different jobs, it's not always cleaner on the other side. Sometimes your next job will be worse than the one you previously had. Man, I see y'all out here thinking the grass is greener, but hold up. Sometimes it's just more grass with more weeds.
If you don't listen to nothing else that I say, you better not quit that damn job until you got a backup. Do you hear me? I don't give a what Susan doing at that job, what April doing at that damn job. I don't give a what they doing. You finna let April and Susan mess up your money? And mess up how you're paying your bills? No. We're not about to do that. So whatever cliff you about to jump off, I'm gonna need you to step your ass back, because we do not quit our job without a backup plan. Do you hear me? I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Don't you do it, because you don't know how long you're gonna be unemployed. So you always need a plan B. Do you hear me? I'm not playing. Don't ever do that, because you gonna be homeless very, very soon. Okay?
So I am now at 65 grand in debt because I decided to quit my job 2 years ago. Like many people, mental health was it was a show being corporate. Like the benefits of corporate were outweighing all the negatives, and I was just like, I'm done with it. So literally quit without a plan, like had some savings, like had my 401k, and had like a lot of credit, obviously, because now it's maxed at the full capacity. But I still don't fully have it all figured out. Still have no idea what the I'm gonna do. All I can do is be positive, right? Hey, and like be delusional, because sometimes you have to do that, especially in business when things don't go to plan, because nothing ever goes to plan.
Alright, let's get philosophical, y'all. Comment 5 brings the wisdom. As a famous Chinese dad of a famous comedian once said, you make money doing what you hate so that you can have money doing what you love. Bam. That's truth. You gotta grind, even if it ain't perfect. It's about the bigger picture. Your 9 to 5 is not the enemy. Your lack of planning is. And comment 6? Legendary. I always do it like Tarzan. Never let go of a vine until I have a firm grip on the next. Exactly. Don't swing into the unknown without a solid hold. Financial security matters, y'all. Quit smart, not reckless.
So I've seen a lot of posts going around about people quitting their job without a backup plan. I just quit my job, no backup plan, because that was toxic. Let me tell you something right now. Look at me in the eyes. Do not quit your job without a plan. I'm not going to call it a backup plan. I'm going to call it a plan, okay? All these people on social media that tell you that they have no backup plan probably have a trust fund. They probably have somebody that is willing to pay their rent for 6 months while they figure things out. Nobody truly quits without a plan of some kind. I promise you. This is one of the dangerous things about social media is people just say things not realizing that their circumstances are not going to apply to everybody. All right. What I'm telling you is going to apply to everybody unanimously. Do not quit your job without an escape route. You are a prisoner. You need to be plotting your escape. So I'm not telling you not to quit your job. I'm not telling you not to pursue your dreams. I'm not telling you to stay in a toxic environment. That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is that you need to stay where you are, collect the paychecks, or as long as you possibly can, save up as much money as you possibly can, and start planning your escape. Come up with a plan that once I am unemployed, once I am gone from this job, this is what I know I'm going to be working at, and this is how financially I'm going to be able to support myself until I get there. All right? That is the message. Now, I just quit my job with no backup plan other than my parents to pay my rent for the next 12 months. Do not quit your job. Plan your escape. That is my message.
Comment 7 really hits hard here. What people don't understand is this: even when you get your dream job, there will always be aspects to it that you will not enjoy. Y'all think your dream job is going to be all sunshine and rainbows? Nah. Deadlines, toxic coworkers, stress, it exists everywhere. And check this from comment 8, some real-life 61-year-old advice. I'm 61, so I'll share a secret. As long as you don't actively hate your job, then don't leave until you have something to go to. All jobs, even your dream jobs, are just jobs and end up being a burden and boring. I've done a wild variety of different jobs because they seem interesting or fun, and some were, but they all end up the same: routine, comfortable, and, if you know what you're doing, easy. Get out of toxic work environment, but don't quit with nothing to fall back on to find yourself or get a vibe or follow your dream. You'll end up broke and homeless and wondering what happened. Ouch. That's some cold hard reality, y'all. Planning is everything.
I'm quitting my corporate job in 28 days now with no backup plan. I just kind of want to shed some light on how I'm financially going to be able to do that. I made a list for you guys breaking down my specific financial situation, but also how you could possibly do it too. So just so you guys know, I'm quitting my job. I don't have another job lined up, and I'm going to be living off my savings. So obviously number one is save up some money. I've actually been working 3 jobs the past couple of months to make as much money as I can because I knew that I couldn't do this corporate thing for the rest of my life.
Don't quit your job to pursue social media as a career. Despite having over 1 million supporters, shout out to my budget baddies, and content creating becoming my biggest income stream over this past year, I still gladly wake up every day, make my breakfast, and head to my 9-to-5 office job. Mostly because I love having structure and a guaranteed income that I can rely on. It's amazing to get to work for yourself, but it's also amazing knowing you get a paycheck coming in every 2 weeks that you can rely on. Social media always romanticizes running away from the office life, but I actually encourage people to learn to appreciate it. Especially in this economy and job market, I refuse to walk away from a job not only that I love, but brings in steady income. Nothing is guaranteed with social media. Apps can go away, algorithms change, virality comes and goes, and all of that can drastically impact your income. I think it's really important to always have a backup plan and not put all of your eggs in one basket, so I will gladly continue to have my office job while content creating.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart right now. If you don't like your job right now, do not leave. It is ghetto out here applying for jobs. It is ghetto. Cry in your cafeteria, go into the stall and blow that motherfucker up as revenge. If you work from home, go into your pantry and eat all your snacks for comfort. I don't care, just do not leave your job right now.
Now, sometimes quitting is justified. Comment 9 is short but deep. I don't like my coworkers, but my kids are more important than them. Facts. Sometimes life priorities outweigh job discomfort. Protect your peace, protect your family, but do it smart. Don't leave without a plan unless it's an emergency situation.
So I quit my job and I don't have a backup plan. And you're probably thinking, why the f would you do that in this economy? And you're so right for that. I honestly just woke up one day and I realized I don't want to work in an environment like this anymore. It's not good for me. It's not good for my mental health. And I've kind of put up with this for a bit longer than I probably should have. So I walked out. I'm really proud of myself, actually.
I don't have anything to say other than look how smooth and soft my hair looks. Can we just like take a minute for how smooth and soft my hair looks? I got the Color Wow Dreaming Advanced Repair and Resurfacing Treatment.
Do not quit your day job to be an influencer just because Brand Flakes made $768,000 last year. I quit my job to be an influencer, and I want to tell you the pros and cons because I have a lot of regrets about doing that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, what's her name? Brand Flakes, your Rich BFF podcast, and said he made $768,000 as an influencer last year. The internet is going crazy. 1, assuming that all influencers make that much, and 2, saying they're gonna quit their job, be an influencer, this is their sign. I'm getting scared because people are just taking that podcast clip, not actually following Brandon's advice or what he's been preaching for so long. He was pursuing content creation while he was in his full-time job. Very smart and strategic about when he quit, that he was in a good financial position when he was able to pursue this full-time.
And now, let's hear some success from quitting responsibly. Comment 10. I quit my job a few months ago. Best decision ever. When your body is giving you signs of stress and you feel overworked, undervalued, and underappreciated, then you know it's time to quit. Mind you, I had multiple jobs, so when I ended up quitting, I had something to fall back on. I listened to the signs. Y'all see that? The key difference between regret and success? Preparation plus paying attention to your health and stress signals. So let's summarize. Don't quit without a plan. Always have a backup. Your job is not supposed to fulfill your soul. It's supposed to pay your bills while you live your life. Dream jobs aren't perfect. Nothing is. Prioritize family, health, and sanity over coworkers or boring tasks. Listen to your body and stress signals. Quitting for your health is smart. And lastly, social media lies. Stop believing every influencer who says, quit your job and find yourself in Bali. Reality check. You'll probably find yourself broke and stressed instead. Alright, y'all. That's it for today. If you've ever quit a 9-to-5 and regretted it, or if you're thinking about quitting, drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and join the fam. We got plenty more truth bombs coming your way. Stay smart, stay safe, and don't quit blindfolded. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.